Could you please rise for the national anthem, led by our madrigal singers. Thank you, Mr. Jesse and the Madrigal Singers. Thank you to Mr. Vaughn and the band for that beautiful procession. At this time, I want to welcome our Board of Education members, Superintendent Kevin Carey, the fellow administrators, our wonderful teachers, counselors, staff, to all the parents, family members, and most especially to our outstanding Westmont High School class of 2014. I was at my mother's house yesterday for a Memorial Day picnic, and we were talking about graduation tonight, and she asked me if I was excited, and I said no. And the reason being is I have to say goodbye to some amazing people that I've had the chance to work with the last 2 years. I love my job because of the people I work with, and that goes true for my fellow administrators and for parents and for teachers. But I really think this class is rather special and special to me. Together as a Westmont High School team, that includes all of you, the people who support these fine students, and our school board, and our central administration, and the administration here, and the wonderful teachers, and the amazing support staff, and the students, we've accomplished something that I think is kind of amazing. Sometimes the students tease me because I say they're the best students in Illinois. But if you look into my heart and my eyes, you know that I mean that. And I'll give you this to consider. When 2 students finish their work in the next few weeks, Westmont High School will be able to boast a 99.2% graduation rate. That's the highest in this proud high school's history. That is also the highest graduation rate recorded by a school in DuPage County in the last 5 years. That's top 1% in Illinois and top 1% in the United States of America. And that didn't happen on accident. It happened because there were a lot of parents and family members and counselors and teachers and staff that worked very hard to make that happen. And great resources provided by our Board of Education and this community. And it happened because of peer support and because these students are pretty spectacular. On Friday, we had about 200 of the top teachers from over 25 different high schools throughout this region come for a conference, and also was led by a keynote speaker, Dr. Rick DeFore, who is one of the most influential people in American education. A lady named Jennifer McDonald, who's a senior director for the College Board, stopped by to talk to me, and she said, when I saw what you guys did in AP this year at Westmont, I thought there had to be a mistake. There's no way that this happened. It's too large of an increase. We haven't seen anything like that. And then, of course, she checked and she knew it was right. And while it was very difficult work, and people thought at times about not continuing to work their hardest, these students, led by our senior class, persevered. And I'm confident we'll have the greatest increase in our state and maybe in the country. And the scores aren't due until July. I know that they'll be amazing. But just by comparison, this senior class has taken more AP exams, which is the standard by which every national ranking uses for high school rankings throughout the country. This senior class alone took more AP exams this year than the last 5 years combined. There's no doubt in my mind that we'll increase by 300 or 400%, but that's not what's important. What's important is that everybody pulled together and this class really worked hard, and I couldn't be prouder of them. Thank you. There's all the other accomplishments too. There's the artistic endeavors that they were a part of that we all were a witness to and enjoyed. There were conference and regional championships, and I believe there'll be sectional championships this week by our softball and baseball team. There are students who qualified to go downstate, and so many other things that these group of students accomplished with your help and the support of their teachers. But really, what's most impressive to me is who they are as people, and that's the power of Westmont High School. That because of our size, I get to know these students on a personal basis, and I'm so proud that I had the opportunity to work with them. I really believe in them as human beings, and I'm certain that they will continue to give their best effort as citizens and give back to others in their community, and I could not be more proud of them. I want to just say one more thing before we move forward our program, and that's to thank Carla Guyton for the work that she put into this evening, to my fellow administrators, Denise Matthews, Lindsay Peterzak, and Kevin Weck, to Lisa Hootman, Denise Stephanides for all their work, our custodians and food service, and our guidance department for making this program happen tonight. But the last thing I want to say is, because it's the last time I'll get to say it to this class, how very proud I am of you, how wonderful I think you are, and I hope that you always consider Westmont High School your second home. Continue to do the great work you have done. I really believe that you are the best students in Illinois, and I'm so very proud of you. Congratulations. There are so many outstanding students in this class, but at this time we want to recognize the top 10 students. We awarded them their medals this morning, and at this time we're going to call the names of the top 10, and they'll stand and be recognized. They represent some outstanding academic work done by all their classmates. So students, please stand when your name is called. Audrey Proctor. Rachel Weber. Brittany Bingden. Catherine Charlton. Carly Deneen Griffin. Timothy Dahl. Margaret Fredericks. John Kelly. Haley Leckelt. And Maria Preet. Congratulations for all the hard work you've done over the last 4 years. At this time, I'm very proud to call up to the podium our salutatorian, an amazing young woman and extremely intelligent, but also kind and so dedicated to her classwork, Rachel Weber.
Hi, everyone. I'd just like to start by saying thank you to all the families and teachers and community members for coming out tonight. Your support means the world to all of us on stage. Looking back on the past 4 years, it's almost hard to believe how quickly they've actually gone by. I remember thinking high school would take forever, but really our first homecoming, getting our licenses, applying to college, everything has happened so fast. I'm sure all of us can remember our first day here. I, for one, got lost twice and then couldn't open my locker. But since then, individually and as a class, we've been able to accomplish so much. And at one point, we may have been those nervous and struggling freshmen, but as we sit on the stage for the last time, we get to celebrate how far we've come. All of the nights spent studying, writing essays for the next day, the classes we sat through, games we've played, and practices we've endured, we've gone through them together. What's really special about Westmont is our ability to share all of these moments and experiences that have led us here today, the day we never thought could come so fast. Going to such a small school, we've all grown to know each other. Having met most of you 7 years ago, and some of you 6 years before that, we've spent more than half of our lives together. The graduates sitting around you are not simply the people we've gone to high school with for the last 4 years. They're your teammates, castmates, fellow snowballers, and friends. They're the people that have made the past 4 years so memorable, and the reason I'm so proud to have been part of the class of 2014. We're a class of remarkable artists, athletes, leaders, students, and entrepreneurs, all while being pretty big procrastinators, honestly, so pretty impressive, guys. But really, there's not a doubt in my mind that we are capable of great success in the future. We've already done great things here at Westmont. Wherever you have decided to go next, use what we have learned here from our teachers and from each other and go forward confidently. Of course, though we've worked very hard, none of us would have made it to this stage by ourselves. We all owe a huge thank you to everyone who made sure we walk across the stage tonight. Thank you to our teachers who have not only taught us to be better students, but better people. And to our parents and families whose love and encouragement never wavered. I would personally like to thank my own parents and siblings whose never-ending support has allowed me to stand here tonight. Finally, I'd like to thank everyone on stage as well. I couldn't have picked a better graduating class, and congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Great job, Rachel. Thank you. This time, I'm pleased to welcome to stage another phenomenal student, hardworking, wonderful, talented young woman, Audrey Proctor, our valedictorian.
Thank you, Mr. Balderman, and thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. I'd also like to thank my own family for all the support I've been given over my life. We're gathered here today for the commencement ceremony of the class of 2014, aka the graduation of the best students in Illinois. We walked in on the first day of school, we're all excited because it's finally our senior year. We all sat down in the very seats you're sitting in today, the same place we sat when we arrived as freshmen. And the first words we hear to start off our year is, "You are the best students in Illinois," and I truly believe that. Naturally, we all laughed, joking about it throughout the day and not thinking anything of it. But then we heard it again, and again, and again. And during assemblies, before the AP tests, and during every end-of-the-day announcement. Because Mr. Balderman was truly sincere, his words stuck with us, and look where we are right now. We're all graduating. Granted, Mr. Balderman has great advice. There are other aspects of this school that have set us apart from others. As you can see by the fact that our whole class fits on this small stage up here, there are not many of us. I believe that the size of Westmont has given us opportunities that may not have been accessible at a larger school. For example, my golf score of 144 may not have cut it at a large school. This allows students to be involved in an array of activities. Even though they all seem to overlap and coaches and directors aren't always happy about that, we're still encouraged to explore our interests, and that's something that sets Westmont apart from many other schools. Another aspect of Westmont that is unique is the administration and teachers that will go out of their way to do just about anything for us. I mean, it's not at every school that you can't go one day without getting a handshake or pat on the back from your principal, or where a teacher allows a room full of kids to get help or hang out during his or her plan period every day. It's evident how much the teachers and administration really care about each and every student that comes through this building while we're here and even after we leave this stage. I and the rest of our class should feel honored to have attended Westmont High School. I honestly wouldn't have chosen to go anywhere else. Like Mr. Balderman said the first day of school, we really are the best students in Illinois, not only based on grades and test scores, but the community we've built at Westmont is unparalleled. Each and every one of us has grown and been successful this year due to the belief and encouragement of the administration, teachers, and our peers. We may have joked about little old Westmont housing the best students in the universe, but hearing it every day has made us think about it and believe it. I'm proud to have Westmont High School in my background, and I believe that every student sitting on this stage right now has the ability to be successful and move on to accomplish any goal they set their mind to. Whether it be being an entrepreneur, studying chemical engineering, or if you're like me, moving on to your next adventure without a solid plan, Westmont has given us all the tools we need in order to succeed. And now, to sum it up in the words of Mr. Balderman, each and every one of us will be successful because we are all superstars in our own lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. At this time, we will have the privilege of listening to first our combined choirs and then our symphonic band. And the fine arts are something that we take great pride in here at Westmont High School, and it's just due to our academics and our community service and the clubs and organizations and our athletic teams. But we're very proud of our fine arts program also and all the hard work that the fine arts department does. And so in just a moment, we will hear first from the combined choirs and then from the symphonic band.
As you journey
Thank you, Mr. Vaughn and our 6th time in a row Super State Band, and to Mr. Tom Jesse and our wonderful choir. Thank you very much. Before we begin with the presentation of the class of 2014 and the awarding of diplomas, we are going to have our senior farewell.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Now I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart, and no whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind of the sea, like a sea dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet orbit as it passes the sun, wind off the sea, like a stream that meets like a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But I do believe I have been changed for the better. But because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Thank you. Thank you to our choirs and to our band for that performance. At this time, we will commence with the commencements and the presentation of the class of 2014. The diplomas will be awarded by Mrs. Marie Charlton and Mrs. Mara Nutbush, our CUSD 201 Board of Education members. Please, in respect for all of the graduates, if you could withhold your applause to the end so no one's name is not heard by their families. Audrey Proctor. Rachel Weber. Brittany Bingden. Catherine Charlton. Carly Deneen Griffin. Timothy Dahl. Margaret Fredericks. Hannah Estad. Timothy Epitacola. Nathan Aho. Devin Alexander. Mauricio Andronopoulos. Dennis Ahrens. Margaret Arndt. Declan Berry. Noel Benton. Adam Berg. Laura Bowling. Dana Borg. Caitlin Bork. Lindsay Brockoff. Haley Boiser. Maya Burrell. Kyle Bushman. Kevin Cerny. Angelo Circo. Ryan Compton. Jacob Conlin. JC Credo. Elaine Cross. Nathan Debs. Kenneth DeLuco. Vincent DeMeo. Nasir DeMoss. Keith Doyle. Nicole Duran. Gian Fiki Lagone. Shannon Flynn. Thomas Franzik. Melissa Fergeau. Trey Fuller. Michael Gadaldig. Brianna Gilly. Matthew Gleason. Morgan Golias. Julio Gomez. Caitlin Good. Jack Gordon. Talden Gross. Kaylee Harrington. Nathan Hins. Christopher Holichek. Mark Jagailo. John Jameson. Felix Jimenez. Travion Johnson. Jacob Jones. Agla Castrescaite. Fantasia Kelly. Emily Klawinski. Amanda Clune. Rachel Kurt. Andrew Kusro. Joshua LaCour. Scott Laram. Rachel Watson. Carly Gallen. Stefan Redman. Sarah Liu. Maria Preet. Haley Leckelt. John Kelly. Andrew Lewandowski. Montravius Little. Daniel Logerato. Jan Michael Loki Liano. Alice Lupo Dovchenko. Chloe Ma. Alexei Malatin. Sebastian Manrique Caballero. Ramiro Marquez. Natalie Maxa. Joseph McDermott. Zundra McKay. Eliana Mandrella. Samantha Meneses. Christina Miranda. Samuel Montalbano. Zachary Moran. Jesus Oragel. Daniel Orozco. Oluwafemi Sayo or Rukatan. Luke Ostrowski. Eric Peterson. Nikolai Pedrov. Greg Peterzak. Vanessa Pasadoni. Michael Prisborowski. Daniel Ramos. Michael Robertson. Melissa Rodriguez. Benjamin Roders Carr. Morgan Rohde. Alexia Rojas Esteves. Rigoberto Rojas Esteves. Giovanni Roman. Kayla Ryan. Catherine Saxa. Carlianne Santori. Joseph Sauceville. Sabrina Scott. Brett Sybil. Jordan Slagle. Jaime Solis. Teresa Telez Alcantar. Paul Turlack. Callie Thurm. Jerica Timms. Jeshua Torrens. Seth Torrens. Jacqueline Tran. Aisha Vora. Elena Vanderkar. Nico Vinnick. Brandon Wainwright. Sophia Wakeland. Victoria Wallen. Bailey Ward. Ashley Welter. Sarah Whitburn. Rochelle Wilder. Deja Williams. And Alicia Wodecki. At this time, if the graduating class of 2014 could all stand, move your tassels from the right to the left, symbolizing your graduation. Congratulations to the class of 2014. Let's hear it for them. Congratulations. You're an amazing group of people and a wonderful class. Thank you, parents and family and community, for your great support. And a big congratulations to the class of 2014. Outstanding work. We are so proud of you.